Hello, everybody, and welcome to my review of The Mandalorian Chapter 7, The Reckoning. This episode is directed by Deborah Chow, and we have one more episode after this one until it's over. So we have to get as much Mandalorian goodness as we can until Season 2 comes around, which won't be for a while, and it definitely can't get here fast enough. So, let's get started. We find the Mandalorian on a ship with Baby Yoda trying to find out what to do next when he gets a message from Grief Karga. Remember him? He's the one who gave him the mission in the first place. The last time we saw him was on the planet Navarro, which is actually the first Chapter 1 planet, which I never knew the name. I just figured it out. We find him, well, the last time we saw him was on the ground after being shot by the Mandalorian, but not dead, still alive. So he's offering the Mandalorian a job to kill the client who was the one who wanted him to go after Baby Yoda. And he basically says, if you can get this job done and kill the client, we'll be even Steven, basically. Your name will be cleared, and you can, I'm guessing, rejoin the guild. That's my guess, so it is what it is, and hopefully that's what it is. It does smell like a trap, but anyways, he knows he needs help, so he heads back to the planet that we saw him on when he saved the village. That was on Chapter 4. And there's one person there he knows he can trust, and no, it's not the widow, it's Cara Dune. We find Cara Dune in the bar, having some kind of like fight for a competition, something like that, where they're attached to each other, like they have a belt on, and it's like this electric rope between the two, and they gotta beat each other up until someone gives up, and that's what she's doing. She's fighting some Zabrak, and of course, Cara Dune ends up beating him. And the Mandalorian comes over and tells her, I have a job, I need your help. She doesn't seem too interested until he tells her that it's after an Imperial. And apparently she hates Imperials just like he hates droids. So they head to the ship. And they head down to where the cargo hold, where he has all of his guns, and tells her, pick a gun. And they go over the plan. And as they're talking, Baby Yoda sticks his head from the hatch where they came through, which was really, really, really funny. You see this little teeny tiny head pop up, and it's super cute. Anyways, all of a sudden the ship starts jerking all over the place. I have an idea what's going on. When they head back up, it's Baby Yoda trying to fly the ship. It's not going too well, obviously. So they realize that they have to find somebody to watch Baby Yoda, because they sure can't. So, they head back to a planet they were on, Chapter 2, and they meet up with Queel, one of the few other people he actually trusts. So, they head into his hut, and they start talking to him, and telling him what's going on, and the plan they have, and in walks IG-11. And yes, I said it right. I didn't say IG-88, I say IG-11. Thank God. Kept saying it wrong when that episode, I think it was Chapter 1, kept saying it over and over again. The IG-8, it wasn't. It was IG-11. So anyways, he comes in. They draw their guns out, freaking out because, there's IG-11. And Queel tells them to calm down. He reprogrammed them. Of course, obviously, they don't really believe him. So he explains to him what happened, that he went after he went to the village that Mandalorian and IG-11 destroyed. And he found IG-11 and decided, I'm going to put them back together and have my own personal robot. And we have a montage. We have to have montages in this. I mean, they really like their montages. And they show him training him how to walk. There's a funny little scene where he's trying to hold a cup, and it doesn't go too well. Another funny scene where he's holding a crate, where he tells him to put it down, and unfortunately he puts it down on a lizard. Squashes the lizard. So, anyways, they talk to Queel about what's going on, and they say, look, we're going to need your help to watch the kid. He goes, fine, I'll go with you, but I'm bringing my blurgs. So he's like, blurgs? So they're on the ship, and there is Cara Dune and the Mandalorian having an arm wrestling competition, and seeing who's the strongest, who's the baddest. And Baby Yoda's watching intently, and he's got this look, and all of a sudden he starts using his little force power. I'm like, what's he doing? And he uses force choke on Cara Dune, and he looks really mean. It's like, "Rrr." And I was like, holy cow. Mandalorian realized what's going on and told Baby Yoda, stop, Baby Yoda. She's my friend. Don't do that. And obviously freaks everyone out. And I think Queel has an idea what's going on, but doesn't really explain it, because Queel and Carl get into an argument. about him being on the other side, and that he freed himself, and she'll, oh, you just walked away. How'd you just walk away? And he explains to her, I walked away because, I was able to buy my way out. So, and IG-11 heard the argument, comes down and doesn't look too pleased that Carl is yelling at his little master. And so there's a little face-off, but nothing comes of it. Mandalorian has Queel make a new bed, or fix the bed or the egg, the little egg that he's traveling around in. Make it a little bit more comfortable so he can sleep a little bit better. So that's really cool. And Baby Yoda's watching him make it and everything. So they get to the planet, and there's Grief with some backup. I guess they're mercenaries or other bounty hunters. And they meet them on the planet, and they come out on their blurgs. And obviously they have their backup with Cara and Queel. So they tell them what's going on, and they head off to the rendezvous point, to the city to get the job done. And they're going through this harsh landscape, which we didn't see before. I think no, it wasn't. That was another planet. But yeah, I didn't realize that there's some weird animal there, and it's all like lava looking and everything. It's just nasty. And they camp out on the way. Well, they can't make it there in one day, so they camp out, and they're hanging out, discussing the plan again. And as they're talking about what's going to happen, how they're going to do it, obviously there's a lot of disagreements going on. They get attacked by these flying bird dinosaur monster things. And Grief is the first one to get. He's going to eat something, and I guess the bird wanted it, or whatever it is. And they get into a firefight with these things flying around all over the place. They look like pterodactyls, kind of, but they're not, obviously. And they're just shooting up in the sky, trying to hit these things, and one of them comes down and grabs one of the blurgs and takes off with the blurg. Bye-bye blurg. So these things are pretty strong. They're shooting the heck out of this thing, and they just can't get it. And then another one comes down and takes one of the mercenaries. Bye-bye mercenary. There he goes. I mean, this is just getting to be a bad situation. It really reminds me of Pitch Black. I mean, and if y'all haven't seen it, go see it. It's a really good movie. I really enjoyed it with the Vin Diesel. And it reminded me a lot of Pitch Black. And another bird comes down, tries to get another blurg, but they're able to kill the bird dinosaur thingy. And then another one attacks the Mandalorian, but the Mandalorian says, and he uses his flamethrower and catches that bird thing on fire while Cara doing the shooting at it, and they chase him off. Unfortunately, Grief has been injured badly. I mean, it's nasty looking. And apparently they have poison in their claws. So they're trying to figure out what to do, and here comes little Baby Yoda to do his thing. And they let him do his thing, and he heals Grief's arm. Bing, all clean, all done. So they're like, whoa. Now we've seen him use the dark side, and we've seen him use the light side. So that's really interesting. So we'll talk about it later. Anyways, they get to the edge of the city, and as they're sitting there, the mercenaries behind them pull their guns out. It looks like it's going to be a double cross. But wait, Grief turns around and shoots the mercenaries. So what's going on? The Mandalorian wants to know. Grief explains to them what the plan was, that they were going to kill him and take the kid, but he decided after what happened, that's not going to happen. So Cara's not too fond of the fact that he's going to do this. She wants to kill him and get on their way, get out of there. And Mandalorian says, we have a plan. We'll use me as bait. That's what they're going to do. They're going to use him as bait, and they're going to take Baby Yoda back to the ship. And what they're going to do is they are going to take the egg, the floating egg thing or his crib, and basically close it and pretend like he's in it. So that's the plan. So they head off to the city, and Queel takes Baby Yoda back to the blurg to head back to the ship. So they get into the city, and we meet up with the client, Werner Herzog's character. It's been a long time, and you pretty much know he is not happy. And he's like, oh, your armor looks really nice, man. I wonder where you got this from. Oh, yeah, the Beskar that I gave you, and you double-crossed me. So, and there's more than 4 stormtroopers in there, which Grief said there was going to be 4 stormtroopers. There were a lot more, and Carl made sure to tell him. So as they're sitting there, the client wants to see the baby, and Grief's like, no, he's sleeping. Leave him alone, but I really want to see him. And luckily for them, he gets a phone call. He gets a phone call from Moff. What's his name again? I can't remember his name. Moff Gideon. It took me a second. I was lost it at the top of my head. Who is played by Giancarlo Esposito, and he's basically telling them, do they have the babies? Yes, he's sleeping. And he goes, are you sure about that? and all of a sudden the place gets lit up by laser fire. It's getting shot up, and the client is dead. He gets hit. He's one of the first casualties, and everyone's taking the ducking, and the stormtroopers are getting shot all over the place. And before you know it, everyone's dead except for our heroes. And when they look out the window, there are Death Troopers standing out there. We see at first 6 of them just standing out there. Now, for those who don't know Death Troopers are a lot better than the Stormtroopers. I mean, talking by a lot. These guys are deadly. They are really, really wickedly bad. And a good example, if you get a chance, read or listen to. Well, I've listened to the audiobooks, so I travel a lot. Listen to the audiobooks of the Thrawn trilogy that they have out right now, it's really, really good. Check it out. By the time you get to I'm not really spoiling anything. By the time you get to the third book, they have some Death Troopers in there, and you find out how bad they are. They are just wicked. So anyways, as they look out, here comes a carrier with more Stormtroopers. Now the plaza is filled with Stormtroopers. I mean, that's a lot of Stormtroopers. So as this is going on, Queel is heading back to the ship on a blurg, obviously, with Baby Yoda. And the Mandalorian is getting in contact with him, telling him, hurry up, get out of here, just get on the ship and take off. They've been made. Unfortunately, the bike troopers, when they got into town, they passed some bike troopers. Apparently they can hear it. They catch the transmission, and off they go to try to go get them before they get to the ship. Uh-oh. Next thing we know, we have a TIE fighter land in the plaza. How it didn't land on any stormtroopers is beyond me. I mean, it just lands right there. No one moves. And I was like, how does that happen? He just lands there, and not one of them moves. Not like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know, it doesn't move out of the way like, oh, man, you almost hit me. Nope. So anyways, as that's landing, you see the bike troopers still going after Queel. Queel's getting close to their ship. Are they going to make it? We don't know. We're going to find out. So out of the TIE fighter comes Giancarlo's character, Moff Gideon. And he makes some demands about, give it up. He goes, we're going to have the baby, and it's going to be ours. You have no idea what you have. You think you do, but you don't know what you have on you. And it means more to me than you realize. And we head back to where the bike troopers are, and they're catching up to Queel. And they are catching up fast. And Mandalorian's asking, and Queel's not answering the Mandalorian as he's calling him. The next thing you know, we have a picture or a scene where Baby Yoda is on the ground in his little blue blankie, and there's no Queel. And a bike trooper comes along and picks him up. Then we see Queel and the blurg dead. And it was a very sad moment. I was like, oh man! I was not happy. I was very not happy about it. I was like, oh. And that's where we end. That's where we end! And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me! Great cliffhanger, by the way. Great cliffhanger. So, what did I think of it? I really, really like this episode. Let me tell you what. Deborah Chow is killing it. I mean, she is really directing some great episodes. I can't wait for her to do the Obi-Wan series. She is going to be fantastic. And some of the comments she has made, I'm a fan of hers. Big fan of hers. I want her to just knock it out of the park like she has these 2 episodes she did. She's proven to me that she's amazing. I didn't know anything about her, I saw, she has some good credentials, but man, these have been really good episodes. So, yeah. So, that's good. All the characters that we catch up with again. From Greef, to Cara, to IG-11, to Queel, to the client. It's all coming around again. We're back around to see all these characters. I'm so sad about Queel. I really am. I really like that character. I mean, he meant well. He was a good guy, and just that's terrible what happened. And Greef, I'm still not overly sure about him. I mean, I think he's on good. I don't know. I thought for sure he was going to double cross him, but he didn't, obviously. And I'm still just kind of like, is he still going to? I'm not positive. Moff Gideon, what an entrance he made. He just comes down in this TIE fighter and just makes his demands right with the Death Troopers, which was very cool to see Death Troopers. But he seems like an awesome character, so I'm like super stoked to see that guy. And IG-11, there's obviously more going to go on with him. He's serving tea I mean, so there's something's gonna happen. I don't know what. Maybe they're gonna find a way to get back to his place and reprogram IG-11 to make him their buddy, and he can travel with them, which would be really cool. I would love to see that. Maybe in the second season, Cara Dune, the Mandalorian, and IG-11 client just flying around together. Oh boy, that would be so cool with of course Baby Yoda. That would be really, really cool. Now, Baby Yoda and his powers. We see him use the dark side when he force chokes Cara Dune. And then we see him use the light side where he heals Grief Kargan. So that really raises a lot of interesting questions. I mean, could he tilt either way? I mean, is he on the edge? He's like they call him gray Jedis, which use both. So what is he? That he actually can use both the dark and the light side. And he doesn't seem to have a problem using it. And there's no one there to train him right from wrong. I mean, let's face it, the Mandalorian does a lot of wrong stuff. I mean, he's not the perfect role model in the world. So, yeah, that's going to be a really interesting thing to keep an eye on. I'm really excited about that. And one of the scenes that really made me laugh, there's a few funny scenes. Obviously, Baby Yoda, when he stuck his head through the hatch, and he's looking around, and then he tried to fly the ship. That was hilarious. And the scene where he was about... where Grief was going to get healed by Baby Yoda, and Baby Yoda puts his hand on him. He's going to eat me! That was really funny. So, there you have it, people. That's Chapter 7. I really enjoyed it. This series has been very good. I mean, very good. And at the time of this video, the movie has come out, The Rise of Skywalker, and the ratings are poop. They're really bad. So, I'm like, man, I am so glad these two aren't connected. I'm glad the movie people are over that side, and the TV people are over on this side, and I'm hoping, beyond all hope, that Dave Filoni and Favreau take over Star Wars, because they obviously know what they're doing. They did a heck of a job, and they've done a heck of a job, and I hope they stick the landing to this season. I really do, and I can't wait. It's going to be next Friday. Man, I can't wait. It can't be here fast enough. Right after Christmas, so it's a little late Christmas present for us. So, all right, guys, thank you very much for watching and listening. I do appreciate it. Leave a like if you liked it, and make some comments. Tell me what you think. I mean, I really, really liked this episode, and I hope you all did too. And I will see you again on the final review of the season for Chapter 8. I'm sad. I'm very sad. All right, guys, I'll see you all later. Y'all take care, and have a very, very Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.